All right, everybody. Dreadman here. Out here with Myconaut.
What's up?
Tell me everyone's name and what you play.
I'll start. I'm Mike.
Yeah.
I play bass, and you want me to tell you how I got started?
No, just give me just give me a quick intro, everyone's name, what you play, and then tell me how you got the band started. We'll start that way.
Cool.
I'm John. I play drums and percussion.
Izzy Myers, play guitars.
Josh Maurer, some of the other guitarists.
Sage Byron, and I do the vocals.
Oh yeah.
All right, so how do you guys get started?
Well, Mike and I have been playing together for a little, 12 and a half years now. We kind of got a cool history because, like, certain people knew people before we got together as a band, but like you, John and Sage, you guys like played together for like beforehand, before all of us played together, right?
Yeah.
And
Mike's playing guitar though.
Yeah. Mike and I we've jammed maybe roughly 5 years together, a little over 5 years before we got together with John here, the drummer, and then the three of us formed in like September 2017. That's how we got started anyway. And,
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, So you were playing right about when I graduated high school, because you're a couple years older than me, and I remember you were playing guitar, and I was kind of into hip hop, and then I got into like guitar bass. I was into guitar based music when I was like younger, and then I was like a hip hop head through high school, and then kind of got more into guitar based music again, and like punk and shit like that, and then I was like, this is easy. 3-chord stuff. I can figure this out probably.
Yeah.
Because I thought I had to be Jimmy Page at first, and I was like, that's too intimidating.
Yeah, that's not going to happen for most
Right.
people.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
I mean, you guys jammed for a long time, right? How many
Yeah,
years was
like
it?
Josh was playing, and then I was like hanging out with him, and I was like doing vocals and stuff, and then I just I don't really remember how it happened, because I don't remember that period of time very well for various reasons, but yeah, I mean, like I started playing bass maybe after like a year or two.
yeah. He started on guitar for sure.
Yeah, and then
Kind of moved
Yeah,
over
and then
permanently to the bass.
I think, yeah, it was like 5 or 6 years after we started playing. We knew Sage because he went to high school with us, and then he got a hold of me about a wedding band thing that him and John were putting together
Did some cover songs.
for like, yeah, it was just supposed to be like a best man speech.
We played
Yeah.
like 4 songs at a wedding, and Mike and I were talking. He's like, I know a guitar player, and I was like, all right, let's get something started. And that was September 2017, and then for a while it was just the 3 of us, Josh.
Yeah,
Mike,
and then we
myself.
were like, hey, the wedding band that we got together, we're like, we should start a band. And then it was just me and John. The Sage and his brother, Scott, bailed on it, and I kept pestering Sage. I was like, you gotta sing for us. And then he moved to Ohio and went to school, and
Life happened.
How long did you three?
We played till summer 2019. I ended up working with Izzy, and I remember you were leaving one night.
I
And
thought I was rolling up, or was I leaving?
it was,
Josh and I worked together
Yeah.
for a short
Okay.
period of time at a restaurant
yeah,
up at Timber Creek.
I
Great
think.
restaurant, by the way. Shout out to Timber Creek.
And he was either coming or going in the parking lot, and I heard him jamming out to Undertow. And then
Oh, okay.
and Tool being probably one of our main influences, and that's kind of like the direction of our band. I was kind of like, that's awesome, you know. And we were just I was primarily looking for a little bit more layers for guitar.
Yeah.
Going to be in a recording, setting, like in live setting too. So I asked them to try out and come join the band, and it's been, great stuff ever since then.
Right. Yeah, I can remember that at work. You're like, oh, do you listen to Tool? And like, oh yeah, man, I fucking love Tool. Right. And then, he's like, do you play? Something along those lines, right? I don't remember the exact conversation, but I'm like, it's like, yeah. Then he was kind enough to, like, hey, I got a little thing, come on out, right? And then he told me who was all in the band, and he said John. And then I don't think he said your last name, but then I showed up here, and it was John Hedges.
Yeah, I was like,
and
what's up, dude?
I knew John from our childhood.
Elementary school.
Yeah, from our childhood, we were buddies, and I hadn't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to
Come back together.
to make that connection again.
Kinda
It was
catch
kinda
up.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of the way that worked out.
And it works out too because we were we're a little bit more in the non extreme directions, and we were kind of cautious on bringing a difference of opinions and direction of the band coming in, but his guitar.
We had a
and
particular vision, I guess.
Yeah, we had a particular vision,
Yeah.
and I was confident in you fitting perfectly, and it really has that your lead guitar. I think it matches well with the dynamic and the vision of the band.
It's definitely well together. That I will say that, man.
Right, definitely happy, thankful for the opportunity still, I'm glad it all worked out, because before that, I wasn't really playing a lot of guitar. At that point in my life, I played a lot in high school, and then I went to university for 4 years, and at that time, I basically didn't really play electric guitar, I just played acoustic.
Yeah.
I would do open mics and stuff, started sing a little bit.
Yeah.
And play, and I was mainly just playing my acoustic guitar for the next 5-6 years. Dabbled in some of my electric stuff, had a small collection of stuff, and I was moving around, working, couldn't take all that stuff with me.
Yeah,
And then
sure.
I was like, shit, this is a good excuse to get back into playing the electric again, because I felt like part of it, part of my playing and all that.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of missed that, and I'm glad for the opportunity, because I'm not sure if I ever would have gotten back into the guitar as much had I not had the opportunity to come.
And that would be a shame, because you're so good at it, man.
I want to say too, kind of we're skipping back a few years too, because Mike and I started playing in 2012, and I moved into this house. It was on North Main Street in Meadville here, just up from Allegheny in 2013, and that was the melting pot of so many bands and musicians around
Right.
the area.
And basically anybody that went to Maplewood High School played there.
Yeah.
That's in the Erie scene, and
We played at my house.
there's
all the
a
time.
lot of people that went to Maplewood High School in the Erie music scene. Well, some that were and aren't anymore.
more in
too.
your grade, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Logan Batten from Dirty Leaf.
Oh, yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Cohn.
Kevin Codum from Roy.
Yeah, yeah.
Derek was in the
Derek
scene.
was in Dirty Leaf, yeah.
Yeah,
You guys
and
were
then
Dirty Leaf. Sage
Brian
Faulkner,
Lowry
if you
used to play Kevlar. They just played
Yeah.
the basement.
and I used
All
to play,
killer musicians,
And
yeah.
Bravura, Steve Attenborough.
Yeah,
He went
yeah.
to Maplewood too.
I used to play in a band.
But we didn't play with Steve and Brian. Well, I know Brian better than I know Steve, but they're both good dudes.
I used to play in a band. You probably remember they were with Dustin McCandless, and he used to come over too. He's in that,
yeah.
the two.
Oh,
I did it.
Anam Kara,
That's what I was
yeah.
trying to say. That new one.
Yeah.
That new one. Yeah, I played with him in Ashes of a Generation back then.
Oh, okay, all right,
So he would come
yeah.
over to the house too. So a lot of musicians kind of got their start in early formation there. But it was a really cool spot.
Yeah,
That was kind of
yeah.
early. That's when me and Mike were first playing together before we kind of honed our skills at that house.
Yeah, and
before we met John.
you guys were talking about playing guitar kind of by yourself
Well, yeah,
and
I mean,
stuff, and
I'd never
it's
been in
such
a
a
band.
weird. Yeah, it's such a weird.
I had jammed with
thing.
a lot of people before, you know what I mean? But nothing is formal. Hey, we're
'Cause
meeting up.
the
couple
way
times a week,
that
and,
I
we're
learned how
making
to
songs and
the
shit.
way that I learned how to play, I immediately was playing with Josh without knowing what I was doing at all. We were just doing it.
It just worked out.
Yeah, because
that
I
way.
never did like individual. I mean, I did work on stuff in my spare time, but these people that just go a decade or something, just playing without playing in a group or something.
Yeah.
That shit,
Basically me, pretty
that
much.
shit
'Cause
kind of blows my mind.
I've been playing drums. Next year will be 20 years I've been playing drums.
Yeah.
And we've been in the band like what
7
years now. So for 14 years,
Oh, wow.
I jammed with maybe like a few people here and there, but nothing like a solid band thing.
Concrete.
Well,
Yeah, I did drum solos all the time for 14 years, basically just playing by myself.
Does anybody take any lessons, or you guys all pretty much
YouTube.
self-taught?
Yeah, YouTube.
I mean, I know a decent amount of theory, I would say, and I've got it all from YouTube and other musicians and stuff just talking.
Yeah, sure.
Piecing stuff together, making my own map, but I know, like, I guess, I don't know, it's probably like college level, like introductory first year level of music theory or something like that. Without being able to read it, though. I can't read, but I understand how the notes
Oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And I want to pull back around too. We kind of, the four of us here, we had a different vocalist. We mentioned Derek. He was with us for a while.
Yeah.
We were just kind of getting our footing for a while and creating the instrumental parts of our songs. And then Sage was moving back into Pennsylvania, and we brought him into the band very end of 2021, beginning of 2022, and simultaneously Izzy was having a baby at that time period. So
Yep.
it was basically late spring where we all kind of came together as a 5-piece in 2022.
Right.
That's kind of when we started playing live. You started seeing us out. Was shortly after that, but that's kind of when we became a completed band finally after all those years.
There was a long incubation.
You were,
Yeah.
you guys were Stoned Apes. What made you go to Myconaut?
Probably there's a couple of reasons I think overall. I know that was kind of a hot topic of discussion for a while. And
Almost came
one
to
of them
fisticuffs.
was maybe. Well, I think one of the main ones was the name was already like out there on streaming. Like
okay.
That name.
It was a common name. It was
In like the UK or something like that.
So it's kind of like, hey, I always thought that we should be separated from ourselves.
Hey,
owe it to
man,
ourselves,
I
like have
wanna be
something that no one
Stoned
has.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Josh
a
came up with
very
it.
original name. Very good, man. I mean, I saw that the first time, like, wow, how did they come up with that, man? That's a good one.
To me, that was one of the reasons, right?
that
we
was
ended
the
up.
main reason.
Yeah, that was
Just be a little more originality,
Yep.
Well, when we came up with Stoned Apes, I said it as a joke at practice because we were trying to figure out a band name, and then we were talking about Terrence McKenna, and I was
Joe
like,
Rogan.
yeah, and then I said something like, let's call the band, why don't we call the band Stoned Apes? And then John was like, yeah, let's do that. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's okay.
Joe Rogan making
I was
Terrence
fully
McKenna go
on board.
viral, so then everyone knows what that is now.
Yeah.
All right. Now, speaking of the name, you guys have, like, there's a little heaviness to you guys, but at the same time, there's this, like, psychedelic kind of thing going on. Like, who are you trying to appeal to? Like, everyone? Maybe?
Ourselves, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like something that we all really like, and if other people like it, I guess that's cool too.
Yeah, it's very original. I mean,
that's my way of looking at it. Is like something kind of like a combine of all those answers where it's like organic and authentic to ourselves, but to me, being that it is a little more unique than most of the genres you see in the scene, so it has value in its like authenticity and its originality. And I know we have influences, obviously, but I would like to say like the ones we draw influences for aren't as common as a lot of bands. So I think it has a lot of value in its kind of originality there.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously hear there's definitely a Tool influence. Who else influences you guys?
That's a good question.
I mean, I guess to speak for myself and maybe Josh a little bit, when we started, it was very like kind of 80s hardcore and like 90s music, like hardcore punk and thrash, and then like grunge. We were like really obsessed with it. And we were just talking about the Butthole Surfers, like we listened to them like religiously. I like wanted to be like a front man, and I wanted to be like weird, like Iggy
Yeah.
Pop, crazy person.
Mike 10 years ago was like perfect, like front man for a punk band. You know?
Well, I couldn't write any. I couldn't write.
It was fun.
I couldn't. I've always was like too self-conscious. Isn't even the right word. I was like pissed about writing lyrics. Like I've never been able to be comfortable with writing lyrics, and I would like. I just never would put anything forward for that. But like we would do like covers and stuff, and I would just,
Right.
sing them like go crazy and stuff. Cause I mean, yeah, like we were obsessed with like Nirvana too. Like I loved Nirvana. Nirvana's the only reason I'm even playing really. Cause that's
I
what-
still love Nirvana. Even going on 53, I love Nirvana, man.
For sure.
And I got into the Dead and Tool when I was like 20 or 21. Both of those groups at the same time.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's
I
odd.
never
That's
got
odd, but very cool, actually.
Yeah, it was. I think I was just so stoned, and I was like, they just appeal to
And expanded
that in
mind,
different ways.
Yeah, cool.
John, who's some of your influences?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I never got into Tool either until I was like in my 20s, like late teens, early 20s. But when I was younger, starting off, it was the first one was Mike Portnoy.
Oh yeah,
Right
all
here.
right.
Like I had the Live at Budokan DVD, and then he had like videos on YouTube of him playing at drum clinics and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And all classic, like John Bonham and Keith Moon and stuff like that. Keith Moon especially, I liked his just very odd approach and fills
Wild
and shit like
but
that.
controlled.
Yeah, like,
Controlled
That's
wild.
another- See, that's the thing. Like when we start talking about influences, you're talking about the Who. Like I was obsessed with the Who too, and like Entwistle and.
he had a real unorthodox
Entwistle
approach
was
to
the
it.
best. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like kind of. I don't know. He might be the best ever. I felt that way for a while, but I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to say who's the best ever at bass. I kind of
about you,
think
Izzy?
Roger Waters is in some weird way sometimes.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. Huge Floyd fan myself. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of influences to draw from for sure. For me, I was lucky enough to have a dad growing up that was really into music, made music a part of my life. So I remember being 4 or 5, being in the car listening to Black Sabbath and Deep Purple.
Yeah.
Fell in
Oh,
love with
that's
like
cool.
rock and roll music at a young age. Like, kind of wanted to be like in a rock band when I was a kid, right? Like, you want to be a fireman or a policeman? Like, no, I want to be a guitar player. I never started playing until I was like 14. But I have an older brother as well who was also influenced by my dad. We listened to music is a big part of our life. I remember being 8 years old, or in 2001 when Ladder Alice came out, Tool. Right, my brother had that CD. He was always like, I was always like, getting leaks from like the other side, man, like about like what music was at a young age, right? And he had that album. I remember being like 8 or 9 and listening to Ladder Alice with my brother, and like first time I ever heard Tool, completely changed my life. That's probably the main reason why I play guitar, because like Adam Jones, man, like that sound, that guitar sound, that's just iconic, just like Pierce's, right? And I have plenty of guitar heroes. Plenty of other musical heroes as well, for sure, but definitely Adam Jones influenced all my playing, probably because like I learned a lot of their tabs.
Right.
Whenever I was young, whenever I started being able to like get on the computer at home, and like I'd look up some tabs, and so then naturally you're just gonna want to mimic what you hear.
Yeah.
But Josh, what about you, man? What do you?
I mean, I would say I like, I'm sure as we all do, like a vast variety of like genres, but I'd say influences for this band, obviously Tool, Adam Jones sound.
That's definitely the most common thread.
Yeah, the most common.
The Sword too.
Yeah, I like stoner rock. A lot of the stoner rock bands, the Sword, Dikaios type stuff.
Right.
I'm naturally more inclined to be like a groovy atmosphere type player too. Like I'm like I do leads too, but he does more leads than me. I'm more of like the rhythm guy. But so I like Alice in Chains, but I'm talking like other kind of more groove oriented metal rock bands in the '90s too. So maybe even like the new metal type stuff. I'm
Right.
influenced by the groove of that kind of playing, and also like the more alternative rock side of that genre too, like the Deftones,
Yeah.
or System of a Down too. But yeah, I would say that all that kind of meshes together. But I would say like the two of those that kind of drive the force in my playing are the Tool, Adam Jones influence, and kind of like the bluesy stoner rock type stuff.
That's why it takes forever to type out, like, we're alternative rock, heavy rock. It's not just like just rock.
I think the prog rock, stoner rock, alternative metal thing's pretty good.
I mean, I didn't just listen to rock music either. Like my first CD I bought when I was 12 was Alice in Chains' "Man in the Box," whatever.
Right.
It was like a compilation album.
Okay,
or like
yeah.
an extra release. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Or,
about. That was like a hits album.
Yeah, well, and it wasn't the greatest hits album. I can't remember what the
Man in the
frig it was
box in the
called.
box.
I can't remember what the hell it was called. But you know, I can also remember buying like Jimmy Eat World Records and like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
You're right,
You know, like
right.
really being into that kind of stuff too. I listened to rap music too in high school. I listened to all sorts of stuff.
Right.
Also listened to a lot of heavy prog stuff, the Floyd, you know, the Zeppelin,
Yeah.
you
dude,
know,
Pink Floyd for
Rush,
sure.
Yes.
The
Got into
Rush.
some of that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of good 70s prog, King Crimson,
Yes.
Oh.
you know, like
Most
just
of that.
mind blowing stuff, right? But yeah,
Listen to
there's a lot to pull from there, and at the end of the day, I know I just want to play like whatever I think feels good.
Yeah,
or like what
sure.
I can make feel good, you know, like with the rest of the arrangement.
How'd you get into singing, Sage?
My mom was a musician my whole childhood, and she took me to festivals and stuff like that growing
Yep.
up. And
That's dope.
yeah, no, I don't know. She definitely influenced. Yeah, I don't know.
She
My
sings
whole-
too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, your
totally. She
mom's
was
a
singer.
great singer.
And yeah, I don't know. That was
So is he.
I'll probably do it too.
Yeah, no, my dad played bass and stuff, and so for my 9th birthday, I got a bass guitar, and it kind of, I don't know, it started there. I started playing guitar and bass, and yeah, I don't know, I kind of got out of that later on in life just because I got busy and stuff and wasn't able to pick it up as much, but these guys brought me into the band, kind of like Izzy was
brought
saying.
him
and
here.
Yep.
We
it
were
gave
like,
me
you're
a-
coming.
Yeah, a new
We
spark.
threw
of
him in the trunk.
opportunity. Yeah.
You helped build part of the stage, didn't you?
Yeah,
Oh, right,
that's
yeah.
another funny story. Is that
We had to set him up to get him here, but
you guys you built that stage not knowing you're going to play on it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Sage
had all
like
intentions. but
Sage was like the connecting person that made the whole thing happen. I mean, really, because he introduced me to John, and then it just kind of
It's when they came back around, which is
Yeah.
I didn't know about your guys' history there, or I had forgotten. So that is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then Sage is a couple years younger than me, and like we went to high school together. I remember, like, you always seemed like the creative, musical kind of like
I was that
weird stoner
weird
kid
in
in
high
school.
and I like before you joined, like I said, back to that era of like where I had that house on North Main Street. I remember playing everything from the Dirty Heads with you to Suicide Silence with you.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
like you screaming with me playing 7-string guitars to just playing an acoustic and doing some like reggae hip hop shit.
Totally. I love all of it.
Yeah.
Influences across the board.
We used to ride the same bus, and we were in like grade school, and he would sing all the time. I remember, and I'd be like trying to nap and shit, and I'd be like, "This kid, shut the fuck up." You know,
Little did you know I was practicing.
15
Yeah.
years later, we're in a band. Or whatever. 20 years, probably 20 years later. I don't even know. That was a long time ago when I was like, this motherfucker.
Who writes most of the songs?
It's kind of a collective process.
Any of the new ones has all been Sage.
Well,
Lyrically.
Yeah,
Lyrically,
They
yeah.
usually,
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, we're gonna do, I think, more organically. I mean, we could obviously still bring individual stuff in, but I think our goal for the future is kind of like just continue to jam more as a whole, and then expand on our jams.
Yeah.
But a lot of them have been like stuff that I've done in the past, or I'll bring like a instrumental structure that's maybe three quarters, 4/5 of the way done, and then usually we've just jammed on that. Before Sage was in the band, Izzy was the main producer for like the melodies.
Right, right.
But now it's Sage is taking more of that frontman thing, but and Mike's kind of like the like I said, I'll bring like the creative song structure, but he'll like filter it out, kind of like make changes here and there, as we all like. But we jam it together and then it becomes something. But like that's kind of I haven't had, I think I've only really had vocal or lyrical input on Gray Matter, but I don't do like as much of the lyrics as in the melodies. So that's like been mainly these two and some of you guys too. But
whenever I joined the band or like started jamming with you guys, basically they already had a bunch of arrangements, like musically, right, stuff that they were working through, tossing around, and I just kind of hopped in and just saw where I could fit in. Then we'd have some discussions, and then I had some input moving forward about, oh, maybe we do this here or do that there, or take this away, or like soften this up or heavy that up, whatever it might be. Most of the arrangements, though, is like basically all of the riffs come from Josh mainly, right? Mike's definitely got a couple too, and then John just figures it out. I don't know how you guys. I don't know how you guys work a lot of that out.
I worry about the drums.
John's the backbone.
I'll have ideas sometimes. We'll slap them up on the fridge. They'll be. I've had a couple lyrics make it in a couple songs, but yeah, I pretty much. They like Josh said, he comes up with something, and then we just my initial reaction is like more improvisational,
right?
And coming up with something, and
there's a lot of,
which is nice because I have a free range to do whatever the hell I want.
A lot of my guitar parts, like if I'm not doubling him, then like they're original to me, like making it work.
Right.
A lot of times, like I'm doubling rhythm, or I'm trying to like fit in with the rhythms, but there's some times where all three. The strings are different things. Which is cool and something I know we're trying to like.
You're jamming it in the same key, basically.
And like when we were trying to like take it to the next level, so, are we gonna get lyrics? So like I kind of like headed the charge on writing some lyrics. I took
for sure.
So I took a stab at it. I wrote a good amount of lyrics on this record that we're gonna come out with, but
for sure,
all of us in here have contributed to the lyrics too at different points in some songs. It was just like words or like phrases or like lines. It's like, hey, what about this? It's like, oh, that is it.
If anything,
because when you get stuck in a verse or a chorus, like, what could this be? Then we all kind of toss it around.
Lyrics and melodies are you guys.
Sage definitely has written a few songs. All lyrically, all came from Sage. But before that,
but
it was
still
like
all needed,
mostly me, Mike.
Filtered.
If anything sounds like some kind of phallic innuendo, it's probably my lyric. And then I'm like, fuck, this sounds like a dick, dude. What the fuck?
Always on the brink of something.
We're like headload. That's gonna be great.
All right, so since we just mentioned the album, let's talk about that a little bit. What's the plans on that? When's that dropping?
So we're like 99% done with the last song, and then shortly after we'll just be like the mastering and a few little things here and there.
We don't actually have a release date yet.
We don't.
But it will be before the end of this year.
I would say within the next 5-6 weeks. The album's called Headload. We mentioned it on a post not too long ago, but we were just talking with Jay beforehand. We might have 2, but we're definitely having at least 1 album release party. But
all things in the works.
Yeah, all things in the works. Those will be out on social media. Everybody will know about that very shortly. But very awesome. We recorded this in October 2022 at the Vault, just in Corapolis.
Down in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
I've heard of it, the place before.
Really sweet place, yeah.
Yeah, Bob McCutcheon, super nice guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Been a good help.
He's the owner down there. It's been a labor of love, as everybody knows. But we're excited to finally see the fruition of all the hard work and whatnot. But
right, it's got how many tracks do we got on this sucker?
Well, we went down there and recorded 6. We're leaving 1 out, so we're gonna have 5.
Oh, okay.
And we may release the one we left out. We may just release as a single.
Yeah.
Right.
It may make it on the next album, but we might just do it as a single.
Yeah.
So.
But 5 tracks. We got 2 out on socials right now
Yep.
on platforms, but the rest should be out shortly. We're super excited. It's kind of it's your first album. I'm sure like all of us as musicians,
Yeah.
it's been our dream since we got into music. So
It's definitely cool to release a little collection of songs, and yeah, it's been a long time coming. We're all super excited about it, but I think we're all ready to like move on to at the same time. Like,
Yeah,
get some new stuff
sure.
out there, 'cause,
We're pretty close with the second album.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Probably
We could
are.
get that one out quick. We've got a lot on
just gotta
deck.
figure out where to.
We like Tool, but we're not going to go 15 years between albums.
The longest song on the second album, we worked through it forever, and then we said fuck this, and then we wrote a bunch of other songs, and that's the first album, and then now we're coming back to that
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah.
cool.
It's
It's like 15 minutes
yeah.
long.
But if
Yeah,
people
it's
follow our
long.
social media pages, there will definitely be updates.
Yeah.
If people are already listening to our streaming or familiar with us on streaming, then you can find that there once it's released.
This
as
is how you
well.
spell it here. If you don't know, right here.
YCU.
Get yourself a shirt too if you want.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, that's another interesting question.
Yeah.
All right, so I interview a lot of bands in the local area. You guys know that.
Yeah.
I hear some bands, I always ask the question, how big do you want it to go? Because some bands don't really want to, make it super big. I've actually had interviews with bands that just want to stay regional, but what is your goal for Myconaut?
I don't know if I should speak for the bands. I think everybody has kind of varying opinions on this. I think we're all willing to go as far as it will go. As far as like expectations for that, I don't necessarily have any expectations. I'm just like gonna go with wherever it does go.
End up,
But
yeah.
That's pretty solid.
we're just gonna try to do our best to put out stuff, and if it
Organically happens.
yeah, if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, I mean, it's not like us just saying that we're trying is gonna. I mean, obviously, like we could, try it like really hard and be like, hey, let's drive to Rochester Tuesday night to go play 3 hours away to like play in front of some new people.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That would be like really trying. We're not doing that, but anything we can get going on social media or like YouTube, and like we're trying to like figure out how to make our content more visually appealing and stuff like that.
Summarize, I'd say the effort and the hope is there, and we're open and welcoming to wherever it leads.
You guys should be opening for Tool. That's my opinion.
We definitely wouldn't turn that down.
We can get like a hit out there
would
that
do
can
that.
just one song. There's like all it takes, right?
Yeah.
A bunch of people
yeah.
that listen to it. Some will get it like on Octane. That's
Yeah,
even sounds like a moonshot, right? But like, hey, if that happened,
Yeah.
and we could open up for a big act, I wouldn't be against it.
Any opportunity
But
that we have that seems
also very
like it would
content
be
with the way we are right
worthwhile
now.
to do would be like,
No
yeah,
way.
we would do it, but like, yeah, we're not like gambling on driving 3 hours to play in front of 10 people, like that kind of shit, like hitting that kind of crazy grind.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, like what we can do in the context of while we're, just in this garage, like making stuff, working on the stuff as hard as we can, that kind of shit, like
Yeah,
that's what we try to
I
do.
feel like that's about as good as you can explain it collectively.
And I think trying to navigate like today, the way people experience music or like get music through like
Internet.
streaming and the
Yeah.
internet, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think we're trying to adapt to that. It's like how can
Yeah.
we present ourselves in a way that we're all happy and comfortable with, but also like get good at this whole
Yeah.
They only want like 10, 20 seconds.
need-
online deal.
that's-
We
You
need
know,
to
it's-
figure out how to
doesn't
market
necessarily come
Yeah.
naturally.
I
on the
see-
internet.
I
which
see that
is,
Maynard
like,
said that
very hard to
he
figure out. But
recently that he regretted not having
missing the boat on that. or
missing the
whatever.
boat on having their music on streams. They missed 20 years of
Yeah, I
music
do
generation.
remember they weren't like I would go on to Apple and I'm like, where the fuck
Yeah,
is
they didn't
Tool?
come out until 2019 when Fear Knockem came out. But like, kind of like what he said there, maybe it's not your cup of tea, but you got to be adaptable. to
I run
survive
into
this.
random younger people that know Tool though,
Yeah.
and are like super like. I mean, I feel like when people like know Tool, they're like, dude, Tool,
Oh,
like
for
it's
sure.
like always.
Pretty insufferable fan
Yeah.
base.
For sure. I just
my
meant from
spine.
like his perspective is where like they weren't naturally inclined to want to do like a thing like that.
He
where
wants
they
to
had
be Mick Jagger.
Yeah, you have to, exactly. You got to be adaptable at times. So.
Any videos coming out for this one?
It's in the
We're
plan.
we're working out the ideas right now.
Yeah, we've talked with a videographer to shoot some live footage of us playing, and then we also have like other stuff here and there. Like Sage has some artwork we'll add in with it and stuff
Just
like that.
montage footage of whatever just basically trippy weird shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that'll be a little post the album release, but in the near future.
That probably won't happen until the new year.
Yeah, I'd say probably 2 months, 2 or 3 months.
We have talked about making a music video though. There's a lot of ideas out there. It's
All right.
Like John said,
hopefully for this one.
we've at least spoke with one person about possibly collaborating and using their work.
And we have to make a music video in order to.
Yeah, we need to claim our YouTube channel from CD Baby. They won't give it to us.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We don't have any music videos up or anything.
You have to have
Wow.
a music video
Appear
to like
in them,
merge
too?
our
We have to
channel
appear in them.
with
Yeah,
the
so I guess
CD
that's part of
Baby
the reason why we
releasing
wanted to do
stuff
it,
on
too.
YouTube. Like it has to be like to
the main
join it.
reason.
We have to
We're like,
make a video. I guess
This
I
is
don't
our music.
really
They're like, we don't believe you. We need to see you.
We need
No.
to see you playing it. You fucking liars.
Third-party distributors. Yay.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's all new waters.
All right. Well, favorite venues, favorite local bands?
Oh God.
There's a lot.
That's
Dang.
That's your toughest question. Yet.
Every local band's my favorite local band.
I'm gonna
Just 'cause they exist and they're still out there doing it, you know?
I'll say
Yeah.
I'll say I'm a little bit biased because of the punk roots. I really like Massive Denial.
Okay.
I like those guys a lot too. They're good dudes.
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, as far as like everybody in the scene, I mean, it's just been like people have been really cool, and like there's so many like good bands, you know, around. A lot of different bands, like a lot of people doing totally different stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's very
And working
nice.
together. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd hate to say just like one. I'd probably mention at least a couple. Like I like Souls Collapse and like
Yeah,
Jones
no,
and
they're
Skeleton.
pretty
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the
Care from
heavier
Grace
bands.
too. I mean, they all thrash.
But one that's like stuck out recently. We had him play at our festival in Cambridge Springs. Zach Ray.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
he's in
yeah.
a couple other
Dude's a
bands.
freaking
Absolutely
genius,
Dude, Heart of
man.
Atlanta is really good
Yeah,
too.
there's a lot of good
Yeah, Heart of
Atlanta's
Atlanta.
good. But yeah, I mean, like I said too, there's so many good bands. 15 Walls. It's
We don't have as
Yeah.
many good
A lot of
venues
walls.
down here to play
So
in
many
Meadville.
walls.
So
We're hoping to maybe someday have it be like that.
yeah, I know there's one that's
Should
like
we even
has
mention?
so much
We won't
potential,
mention.
but
Yeah. There's a lot of potential here, but it's not happening here yet.
not yet.
I don't mind playing Voodoo Art Street because
Yeah.
it is like a cool ambiance. The loading kind
Right.
of sucks
I-
because it's upstairs, but I like Voodoo Art Street. I like.
Yeah.
I know.
going there before we were in a band and it's cool down there.
Yeah.
Like,
And we had a really good show there in April. When
Yeah, we did.
Jason did the lights
We
and
did.
sound with Terra from Grace and
right. Yeah,
Um,
Jason Shaner. I mean, he's in several bands, and one of which is the newly formed Mushroom.
Yeah, Mushroom.
And he's
is
a
awesome,
he's a
yeah.
really awesome sound
Yeah.
guy. He's a really knowledgeable light technician, right?
Right.
He helped us out that show, and it was like, oh, this place is fucking sweet.
yeah.
Whenever you have someone
It was really good. It was really
You know.
one of our better shows for sure.
vibing out with you.
What do you think needs to happen to get promoters down here to do
Oh,
more stuff?
This
I know Idle
this is
Star.
not
Idle
already
Star's
a
like the
expertise.
only guy I know that's been like really actively kind of trying to.
Well, I think first would be a solid place down in Meadville.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
First, there's not really a
Segue from
solid
the
place
last.
in Meadville.
Yeah.
The compound could be. but
That's what I was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
it-
kind of
it-
like what we were like just kind of not talking about in the last few things. Like there's the compound that Voodoo owns could be like an ideal spot for like concerts, like inside and outside.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
And
It's
they
like-
have been having shows there, but it's been inconsistent and some
Yeah.
of the communication with with
we tried to have our
venues
our
off.
one summer fest
Light
there
Up
and it
the
didn't work out,
Darkness,
but.
yeah, that you
um,
helped us with.
Yeah.
I feel like if like he just said, we were just saying, if there was like an actual really great spot to consistently have concerts like that, especially with the compound having so much potential. I think that's step one.
Yeah, I mean,
That would really-
having a large outdoor space where people can get away from the loudness, if that's what they want to do, is like
Yeah.
very key to having multiple people, like
And-
more people coming. I feel like personally like that, so I assume everybody
Well,
else does.
it's also the whole live music thing too, right?
And
It's
being
like
able to have
people-
beer too.
I don't know. People don't maybe go out as much live music anymore, right?
Right.
Especially if they are unfamiliar with who you are,
Yeah.
what you might be about.
True, very
Yeah,
true.
But
It's not
also,
like
like
racing
being
procedure.
stuck in like a cage with the bit, like if we had somewhere like, let's say, not to shit on like Philly, but it's cool, but like somewhere like that in Meadville, like I don't think it would work because I don't think anybody, like some people would come, but like being stuck in a confined space that's like that goddamn
Yeah.
loud, it's like, all right, I'm going home.
There's
Like,
just not as much of a scene down
I
here.
get it.
There are obviously, you can name a handful of bands, but there's not as much people. We only have maybe, I don't know, an eighth of the people that Erie has. So there's just not as there's a few things here and there that have not created as well of a scene down here yet. So.
I think it's like a solid venue because like
Yeah.
all the places we've named, they're all at least like have a bar attached to it or something like that. I think if there was
Right.
like just a venue where that's all they did there, that would probably help a lot. Like
But that was their main identity.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
back in the day, there was a big like metal scene in
Right,
Meadville. We had
for
like
sure.
the Union Room and the Market House, which the Market House still has shows. I think sometimes. I know Terry from Grace has played there recently, but between there and the Union Room, I mean, they had a lot of big bands come in back in the day. Like one of them, I
Right.
remember Grayscale came in, and they were pretty big back in the day. They played the Union Room. I remember being there.
Haste the Day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Through Meadville
yeah.
a couple times.
But then that just kind of petered off after a while. But I think a solid venue place where that's all they focused on, I think that would help this area.
I mean,
a
yeah,
lot,
that
For
that
sure.
would help.
100%.
It's really hard to tell how much of an appetite there is for original guitar-based music in the area, like and without the venue, it's like you almost need the venue to even figure out whether or not that appetite
Yeah.
is there, and we
Right.
don't have it. So it's like,
I like BT up in Erie as far as like Erie goes. I haven't really played out every place you can play up in Erie, or we have
Right.
necessarily, but I like BT.
There aren't a
Rook
whole
would be
lot of
sweet.
places even there, really,
BT's a
honestly.
good. It's a good room. It's a good stage.
If we could do that, like you said, if we could do it downstairs at the Rook, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, the Rook would be ideal.
That's
we
a
should
good
just play
place
the Crawford
too.
County Fair.
Yeah. On a fucking hay trail.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll kind of get to the end here. One last question: who's your favorite singer?
Oh God. Favorite singer? One?
Elton John.
No.
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury. I mean, honestly, I don't know, man.
I've stumped him.
Serge
Bon Scott.
Tankian? I don't know. I really don't fucking know. Like,
Serge,
That's a
I could
tough-
see that.
Alpha
He's
James,
got
that's a
some
big
good
fan.
pipes.
Lane, yeah. I
Lane
mean,
Staley.
Lane Staley.
Lane, yeah, Lane, yeah.
That's
That's if I had to pick one. Yeah, sure.
Also, I would say a fun fact is, like we were talking about, like our psychedelic roots, and you said Freddie Mercury. And wasn't it? Don't you share Burger thing with him?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah, because we were all trying to figure out who we all shared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
we
share
share that
we
weird
share
fact.
birthdays with a lot of psychedelic people because
Josh and I are pretty. He shares a birthday with Terrence McKenna, and I share a birthday with Timothy Leary.
Oh, jeez.
Izzy's
Jerry
Jerry
Garcia.
Garcia.
Jerry Garcia.
Oh, August 1st. All right,
Mine's-
cool.
that's dope.
See, that's all right.
Mine's Jeff Bridges, the dude.
All right.
Yeah, we had to start looking it up. So like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I
then
share
same
a
as Freddie
birthday with Eddie Vedder and Dave Murray of Iron Maiden.
That's killer.
That's dope.
Love Pearl Jam one day.
So it's just kind of in our spirits, I guess.
Yeah.
Definitely, the McKenna Leary thing's kind of crazy.
That's the most wild one.
All right. Let everybody know where can they get merch. Follow you guys.
Well, merch at our shows.
You guys on Facebook,
Yeah.
X, Instagram.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram.
Yes.
If you're, obviously you can get, YouTube too. Check out we have a YouTube channel. You can get the merch at our shows.
Or just message
Right
us.
now,
Or, yeah, I was gonna say, or you can just reach out to the band. We have a band page on Facebook. That's probably the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have a website and we have
That's
everything listed on there for the merch, but you have to pay for the domain in order to be able to sell stuff on the
Oh,
website.
yeah,
we
I
haven't done
get
that
it.
yet, but yeah, you can reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram, message us.
And you guys going to be printing physical copies of
Yes.
That's the
the
plan.
news?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have incentives too. We'll have some stuff to give away and stuff like that.
Yeah, at the album release shows, I think
Yeah.
we'll do like album shirt, sticker giveaway.
All right.
Maybe
CDs,
a couple of them, just to
for sure.
try to get people to come out, get some free stuff at least, right?
But yeah, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We have a Bandcamp. YouTube is Myconaut Band.
Yep.
Like John mentioned, we do have a website. What's the
It's myconautband.wixsite.com.
Oh, okay.
It's a
okay.
long-
If you do
Yeah.
a Google search for Myconaut Band, you should be able to find us on
It's
at least
the
one social media platform.
the link is on our Facebook. It's on our Facebook.
cool?
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
And
We
then-
just
Alright.
hit 600 followers.
Damn.
those are rookie numbers. Gotta get those up.
Yes. Everyone follow Myconaut. I want to see more followers on there by the end of the week.
Doing
Hey,
this
thanks,
for us,
Jay.
Jay.
Yeah.
Our next show is going to be up in Erie at the Laveries.
Lavery's,
Is
yeah.
it Lavery's or Lavery's?
Lavery. I think
It's
it's
November
Lavery.
16th,
November
which
16th.
is Terrence McKenna's birthday.
All
Birthday.
right.
Come on up and celebrate Josh's birthday and jam out. We're going to be with one of Zach Cray's bands as well.
Blast.
Oh, Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blast
okay.
and Gel Scale.
We're,
all
we're
right.
super pumped for the
Cool,
show.
cool.
We're excited because all those guys absolutely rip it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big
All
killer
right.
show. Super
That
excited.
sounds like the plan for me too, man.
We'll see you there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so it's been a pleasure, everyone. Myconaut.
Love you guys.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you.
keep it heavy, guys. See you later.
Myconaut.
That's